This is Tracking Trump.
Welcome back to Real America's Pop Culture. We are tracking Trump, and it was another busy and iconic week for our incredible president. In a historic pace, President Trump has now signed over 200 executive orders. This level of activity is unprecedented in modern history. It demonstrates his commitment to moving fast and delivering results. President Trump also announced he will call on the nation to pray ahead of America's 250th birthday, rededicating our country as one nation under God. He says faith is central to America's foundation, and it's time to return to those roots. Supporters call this a powerful move to unite the country spiritually at a critical moment. Cameras captured President Trump boarding Air Force One en route to New York for the U.S. Open. The moment underscored how he continues to command attention with every move. It also showcases his ability to blend politics with pop culture events. Despite media videos showing something else, President Trump received a standing ovation in New York City at the U.S. Open. The crowd broke out in cheers when he appeared, proving once again that he can draw attention in even the bluest of states. The moment cut through narratives that he is unwelcome in liberal strongholds. And in a heated moment, President Trump snapped back at a reporter saying, "Listen, be quiet. You never listen. That's why you're second rate." He went on to say, "We're not going to war. We're going to clean up our cities."
Listen, be quiet. Listen. You don't listen. You never listen. That's why you're second rate. We're not going to war. We're going to clean up our cities. We're going to clean them up so they don't kill 5 people every weekend. That's not war. That's common sense.
He promised to restore law and order so Americans can feel safe in their communities. President Trump revealed plans for a revitalized rose garden at the White House. He said the renovation symbolizes a new era of strength and beauty for the People's House. Supporters say it's a reminder that he wants to restore pride to American institutions. And President Trump signed an executive order renaming the Department of Defense back to the Department of War. He said, "We won every major war when it was called the War Department." He added, the change sends a message of victory and strength. Let's check it out.
From 1789 until 1947, our nation won some of its greatest military victories under the direction of a Secretary of War operating within a Department of War. Today, with this executive order, you will authorize the current Secretary of Defense and the current Department of Defense to once again embrace this great lineage and once again be named the Secretary of War and the Department of War.
So this is something we thought long and hard about. We've been talking about it for months, Pete and I, and Dan. Dan came into the fold. By the way, a great general. He headed up the, I wouldn't call it an attack. I'd almost call that one maybe even more than an attack. What he did with Iran, you saw the success of that operation. It was perfect. In fact, this was sent to me by the great company that makes that particular B-2 bomber, and it was flawless.
Supporters called it a symbolic yet powerful decision. And President Trump also signed the Homebuyers Privacy Protection Act, aimed at safeguarding Americans from data abuse in the housing market. The new law is designed to protect consumers while purchasing homes. Take a look.
This is H.R. 2808. This is the Homebuyers Privacy Protection Act. The congressman here was the lead sponsor, so I think maybe he
John
probably
Ross, yes.
say more about it than I can.
Please.
Well, it's difficult for Americans to buy a home, particularly after the last 4 years, sir. But with the president's signature today, we're going to make it easy for people to buy a home without getting hassled. For years, their private personal information has been bought and sold in the open market, resulting in them getting innumerable phone calls and text messages. But with your signature today, we're going to put an end to that so that when Americans try to realize the American dream of owning a home, they're able to do so without being harassed.
Good job. Good. It's a great honor, John. Okay. There it is. And that's going to help a lot of the homeowners of our great country.
It's being praised as a major step for middle-class families. And I will tell you guys, as someone who is going through the home buying process currently, I'm super happy to see this pass. So stay right here with us, you guys, because when we get back, we're going to have some fun in the group chat. Be back in 2 minutes.